And welcome to another episode of my Mounjaro journey, my Mon journey, as I have decided to just keep calling it, even though I don't like that word. So where we left off last time, I had basically just been trying to get my brand new medication, and I had I had got it. I had managed to stockpile it. So I'm going to go over what it's been like over the past week or two. I'm going to go over some food that I've cooked, and I'm going to go over the weighing scales. So it's been a interesting 2 weeks, if I'm honest with you. I guess I sort of got out of sync with my schedule, my regimen, because I took those 2 weeks off, just over 2 weeks off of Mounjaro, and then started right again on the five milligrams. Um, and yeah, I don't know if it had an immediate effect. I was kind of a little bit craving food here and there. I also just still wasn't quite on my routine going to the gym, but I am back on that now. Right back on that. Um, but the other thing that happened was I actually only got one pen, which lasts 4 weeks, but I had stockpiled, right? I had bought three, but when I went there, they only gave me one, and I was like, okay, maybe they'll give it to me every time I go. But I messaged Boots, who is the person I use, the company that I use for my Monjaro, and they were like, we've we've definitely ordered you three. You should have been able to get three. So I went back to Boots, and they were like, well, we only got one on the system for you. And I was like, well, it's quite a lot of money that I paid, so I definitely need all three. I was there for like an hour while they had to sort of phone the online Boots. But eventually, it sorted itself out. The people were very nice. They managed to sort it all out. Of course, it's never simple. Nothing's ever simple, right? Nothing in this life ever just works simply and seamlessly. But eventually it worked. I got the other two pens. So I've got three pens now in my fridge. Like, my fridge must make me look like a proper drug addict. Like, if you open my fridge, on my shelf, like, me and my housemates share shelves. Share shelves, share shelves on the seashore. So me and my housemates have our own shelf each in the fridge. I've got the bottom shelf because I'm the tallest. And their shelves have nice foods on them, and mine just has injections. And then all my actual food is usually in the freezer, which I defrost every day because I meal prep these days. I'm a meal prepper. So yeah, I've got all three. They're just in my fridge, nice and cold. Um, so I'm back on the routine, I guess. It's nice to be back in a routine, going back to the gym, but it has taken me a second to get back into it. It wasn't like after the last video, bang, I was back into the routine. It was, okay, I'm going to get back on this routine. But then what happens? I get a bag of crisps, and then I suddenly get some. I work. I have self-employed work as well, so when it comes my way, I don't usually decline it. So some work comes, I often get it in the evenings. So I'm like, oh, better skip the gym today, and it just so happened that this day and that day I had to skip, and I just wasn't properly like in the routine, but I did eventually manage to get there, and I'm there now. So I went there to the gym 3 times last week, went swimming 3 times last week, and I'm gonna go 3 times this week. Um, Gym and swimming, of course. And I'm taking the Manjaro, and I'm meal prepping, and I'm trying not to snack and eat too much. I'm not really in the mood for eating too much, so nice and easy to do that. There is one thing that I had done yesterday. It was my first ever filling in my tooth. I've never had any teeth problems before in my whole life, right? I've never even like properly been able to sort of envisage, is that the word? Envisage what a tooth pain feels like. To me, teeth are like this sort of, it's like, I don't know, it feels like nothing to me, teeth. Um, But a few months back, I chipped my tooth accidentally, one of my sort of back teeth, molars or whatever they're called, and it just really, really hurt. It was the first time I ever had a toothache. It hurt for like a solid 48 hours. So I went to a private dentist. They were like, "Yep, you need a root canal, and it's going to cost, £1,350." And I was like, no, that's way too expensive. I can't afford that. And I don't even trust dentists. I don't trust a business where my health, like the way they get paid, is predicated on how healthy I am or not. I just don't trust it. Like, I know there's loads of problems with the NHS, but at least they're not willy-nilly doing stuff to me just because it's going to make them a profit, if you know what I mean. Like, at the very least, they're only going to do stuff to me if I actually need it. So I was like, I'm not going to pay the £1,350 out of nowhere just because I chipped a tooth and it ached for 48 hours. And the ache did eventually go. But so I went to NHS. Of course, it's the NHS, so there was a lot of waiting. I went for an X-ray, and they were like, "Yeah, you just need a filling." And I was like, "Of course, I just need a filling." Like, that is why I will never pay for a dentist, ever, because like they just want your money, and they're gonna say, "Oh, he maybe doesn't quite need a root canal, but he's close enough for us to just say, let's just give him one, and then we'll get all this money." Like, the NHS wouldn't bother doing stuff that's not going to cost them loads of money, if it's not needed. So they go, "Yeah, you just we've had the X-ray, you need a filling." So I had to go on another waiting list. So we're like 2 months later, and I had my filling, and that was yesterday. And she did tell me, the chip in my tooth was quite deep, so they were, going to go clean it all out and do a bit of drilling here and there, and then put the filling in. But they did say, like, we're going to numb your mouth, so you won't really properly be able to eat after, like, once we've done this. And also, you're going to feel a little bit of sort of irritation there because we are going quite deep, and it's not going to be happy that we've done that. And I was like, fine. The actual filling didn't hurt at all. The thing that really hurt was them just sort of giving my whole mouth and teeth a clean. It really felt like they were just sort of stabbing my gums with little knives. Like, they were like cleaning the teeth so up to the gum, to the point where I was like, you must be stabbing my gums right now, because that's really painful. And then once the numbness sort of wear off, to be fair, I did feel the ache of, I guess, the nerves. Like, they were very close to the nerves, I guess, and it was not happy. So I was definitely not eating that whole day, and the next day I was kind of just like, this just feels horrible. But I've got the filling now. It feels a little bit better today. But yeah, I haven't really eaten today. Didn't really eat yesterday, so I've kind of almost done a full 2-day fast. And that's the first ever time I've been to the dentist. Okay, so maybe I'm being dramatic. Maybe that's just how it's supposed to feel, and you can eat fine. But I was like, this feels horrible. And I never want to eat when, like, my mouth is numb, because I'm like, am I just going to chew through my whole lip without even realizing? Like, my mouth was so numb. And you know what? What's also annoying is that when this did happen, my housemate was like, "Okay, you gotta go to the dentist today," because obviously she cares about me a lot. She didn't want me to be in pain when I chip my tooth. So, "You gotta go to the dentist today." And I was like, "Yeah, but I've got a singing job tonight. Like, I sing in the evenings at clubs and stuff. I don't want to have an operation on my mouth and then get to the." And she was like, "It'll be fine. You can carry on with your day just normal after getting a filling or a root canal. It's absolutely fine." And I was like, "Really? I do not think so." And after having it yesterday, no way would I be able to have gone on stage and sung. Half of my face was numb. I couldn't properly, like, articulate my lips, which is pretty important if you're singing. So yeah, I'm never ever gonna organize any kind of dentist appointment on the same day that I've got singing. Probably not even the day before I've got singing. I'm going to leave it a few days in between. That's crazy. But anyway, so that's kind of stopped me from eating. That's kind of also thrown me a little bit out of my schedule. But back on it now. I'm going to show you what I have actually got in store for my food this week. Bear with me one momento, por favoro. So here we go. So this is the chicken. This was a week that I did chicken. Put it in a pan, put all these lovely spices on it, cut up a nice red onion. I'm kind of going to be making a salsa-y kind of enchilada taco thing. Cutting up this nice onion. I'm basically trying to make, what it's called in Bolivian is pico de gallo. But it's really just like a salsa. It's just sort of onion, tomatoes, some very, very mild green chilies. Now I am just cutting the tomatoes. I really did not cut these anywhere near as small as I should have. Like, these should have been tiny diced tomatoes, if you know what I mean. Like, these are way too big for my salsa, but you know me. I'll cut up a lime, obviously. I'm not even cutting up lime. I'm just going to squeeze the lime into my bowl. And then the other thing that I add in is this. I can't remember what this is, actually. I always get confused with leaves. Is it parsley? Is it cilantro? I don't know. Coriander. Anyway, here's the chicken. You mix all that salad together. So that is... this is the wrap. It's going to be the wrap. I basically put it on the meat just to soak up some of the sauce on the meat. Put some cheese, some light cheese in there because we're trying to lose some weight. Put the chicken on top of the cheese, and then just put the salsa on top of that. And then what you want to do is just fold it all over, squeeze it down nice and hard, and then you're going to just basically put that into the oven for about 15 minutes, and it's going to end up looking like this, these lovely, delicious chicken taco-y enchilada-y things. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be eating over the next week. Really delicious, really, really delicious. And of course, you're going to probably want to know what the weighing scales have been saying for this. This is my 10th and 11th week on my Mounjaro. So last week, what was I? 107 kilograms. So 2 weeks. This is basically 2 weeks now. 2 weeks of this. 107 kilograms. How much have I lost or have I maintained? So I have actually lost. So what is 107 kilograms in pounds? I don't even know. But I've lost 2.2 pounds. So I've actually lost 1 full kilogram, which is great. So now I weigh 106 kilograms or 233.7 pounds, which is still technically, like, if I was a boxer, I'd still be in the heavyweight category. I really want to get out of the heavyweight category. I feel like that's become my goal. Like, if I'm ever forced to compete in the UFC or like a boxing competition, I don't want to be in the heavyweight category because I'll die. I'd much rather be in like a middleweight category. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's become my goal. I never had a goal initially. I just wanted to feel good. But, you know, in a world where anything can happen, and we're in that world, and if one day I get plucked out of my life and thrown into a cage and I'm in the UFC, I'm in the Ultimate Fighting Championship and I've got to fight someone who's the same weight class as me, I don't want to be fighting, you know, the heavyweights. I don't want to be fighting Tyson Fury. I don't want to be fighting Muhammad Ali. I'd much rather fight someone a little, you know, a little lighter and less strong. So I want to go to like a middleweight probably, or some kind of catch weight. So yeah, at the moment I am 16 stone, 10 pounds, or 233.7 pounds, 106 kilograms. That is what I weigh at the moment. Only 1 in 2 weeks, which, to be honest with you, I'm not too surprised because, like I say, I've been off my schedule, snacking here and there. Not too much snacking, but just got really thrown off by the 2 weeks off Mounjaro, then having the issue getting all the injections. But I'm back on it. I still managed to lose a little bit, and I have faith I'm going to continue to lose. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you guys are on it. I did actually have a comment from, I never know if this person is a family friend or a cousin. She's one of those family friends that is so much a family friend that they're just a cousin. Um, so Amy, she commented, and she was telling me a little bit about her story, and it's great. It's awesome that other people are using Mounjaro, and that other people may have had to switch over to Wegovy, or might have to end up going back onto Mounjaro. Everybody's got their own journey. It's awesome that you're just trying to better yourself and trying to become healthier. I think that's the best thing in this world. But yeah, I love you all so much. Thanks so much for listening. Yes, there is a movie on in the background. If you can guess what it is, that's 10 points to you. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And just be as lovely as you possibly can. That's what I think.